Abandon the team. Off-road motorcyclists are a special breed, folks. They prefer standing on the bike to sitting. A campfire to a biker bar, and they don't mind taking their chances, not knowing what's behind the next bush or over the next hill. You see, the Schwag's a street bike kind of guy. I'm down with cruising the open road. So smooth, so relaxing. But today, I'm going to expand my horizons. We'll leave the road behind so you and I can learn a little something on the basics of off-road biking and try not to kill ourselves in the process.
Look what you learn on road rage. Look what you learn. Education.
I think off-road riding is the ultimate freedom on the motorcycle. Coming out on the dirt where you have no traffic, almost no rules and regulations, and you'll be able to use the terrain to have fun with, to play with, using the motorcycle, to maybe even touch the limits a little bit. That's the ultimate freedom.
The ultimate freedom, folks. And Swiss off-road bike specialist Uwe Diemer should know. He's been doing this almost his entire life. When he was just 13, he took a 2-week dirt bike adventure by himself. Years later, while working a 9-to-5 job, this passion for going solo again swept him off his feet and onto a journey that would change his life.
So I thought, okay, I want to make a real adventure. And my goal was crossing the Sahara just by myself. Single man crossing the Sahara.
By himself, folks! Across the Sahara? You gotta be kidding me! He planned to get it done in 3 months, and when he finished in just 2, he kept going. But after making it to Kenya, he decided to continue on around the world. Which he did, well, until he got to California, where he founded his adventure touring company, Admo Tours. So Uwe's been across Africa, the Andes, the Amazon. Is there a challenge too great? A mountain too tall? A man too large? Folks, today Uwe Diemer may have met his match. Because lumbering across the desert horizon, 340 pounds of pure sex appeal, the Big Schwag is here to learn the basics of off-road biking. I mean, how hard could this be? Bring it on, Uwe!
Having a street bike rider coming into the dirt for the first time, that's a brand new experience for them. At first, they believe they know how to ride motorcycle. After half an hour, they realize that dirt bike riding is like day and night compared to street bike riding.
Okay, first things first. Time to get suited up. Folks, we gotta get a big thanks out there to Troy Lee Designs for hooking us up with some Schwag-size riding gear. This is just what you need. Something lightweight that doesn't stick to your skin when you sweat. And I'm already sweating, folks. I'll take knee protection, elbow pads, gloves, and check this out.
This looks like an off-road bulletproof vest, just in case there's some furry varmint outlaws out here.
And with that, it's time to transform from street swag to off-road warrior.
There's chasing after Mel Gibson right here.
Our weapon of choice, the Suzuki DRZ 400. It's an off-road bike that's also street legal. They call this a dual sport bike. Now, like I said, I'm a street rider, but out here that doesn't necessarily help. Apparently, there are some habits I'm gonna have to break. No pun intended.
Our Harleys on the street or whatnot, we use the back brake a little. It's more the front brake, so you don't lock up your back and start skidding.
Yeah.
So, are you telling me it's the opposite in the dirt?
It's the opposite on the dirt,
Okay.
exactly. If you take a handful of front brake, the front tire is gonna start on sliding, start on getting uncontrolled.
Ooh, that's not
If
good.
you take a foot of rear brake, even if the rear end locks up, it's stabilizing your motorcycle. It's pulling on it, it's literally stabilizing your motorcycle.
All right. So every time when your fingers go towards the brake, say, no, you slap your fingers. You don't want to use that front brake right now, exactly.
The goal here is precision stopping. Try to get the front tire to land right smack between the cones. My buddy Uwe makes it look easy. Like he said, you can see how the rear wheel stabilizes the bike. This isn't quite how it acts on a big road bike, folks. All right, here we go. Now I can't lock that wheel up quite the way Uwe can. Of course, My bike's trying to stop 340 pounds. Other than that, I feel like I'm getting the hang of this, folks.
You can't see me smiling, but that's a little smile.
Now that I've got one right, Uba wants me to do it consistently. But then watching me circle back around, Uba sees another little street bike habit he doesn't like.
You want to have a straight line. When I'm talking about straight line, that means basically in your wrist here. A straight line, but still the elbows out a little bit. Bring your shoulders all the way down. What it is, if you would have your wrist like this on the handlebar, and you hit a rocker or something, it slams in and causes you injuries. So a nice straight line, very relaxed, elbows slightly out. That's the right position.
On a dirt bike, you also want to keep your weight more towards the front of the bike than you would on a street bike. Now, after getting used to the rear brake, Uba wants me to start easing in with the front brake.
If your rear brake doesn't do the job all the way, then you can use 2 fingers and add on a little bit front brake. 2 fingers.
I can almost hear my rear brake pads breathing a big sigh of relief. I get the feeling Uba doesn't get too many 300-pounders out here. There you go, folks. Heavy on the rear brake. It may feel a little weird at first, but you better get used to it if you want to do it in the dirt.
Our next goal is tight turns, maneuver through tight turns. And that's, again, the opposite from street bike riding. Street bike riding, you would lean with the bike through the turns. Now here on the dirt, as more you lean, as less traction you have on your tires. That's kind of logic because you're leaning and all your weight is going further and further away from where the tire meets the dirt. And that's the crucial point. You do want to have a maximum traction. How can we do that? Very simple. We can shift our weight over the tires. In tight turn situation, we can literally scoot off the seat a little bit, half the way off the seat and lean our shoulders over the front tire. A little bit forward over the front tire.
What he wants me to do first is a loop around the cones, starting wide, then getting tighter with the turn. Goal here is balance and position, not speed. And as Uba demonstrates, we'll learn another little trick of the trade.
And I adjust speed with my clutch rather than with the acceleration. It's much smoother that way. Remember to have your shoulders to the outside, your weight over the tires.
That's a lot of weight over the tires, folks. Now, if I'm not making it look easy, it's because it's not. Old habits die hard.
Slightly forward leaning. Yeah, exactly. Good.
All right, you can all stop laughing now. Anyways, after wearing a trench around these cones, I'm getting the hang of where I'm supposed to be. I'm even controlling speed with the clutch. Check it out. Getting comfortable on the bike is crucial because the key to dirt bike riding is staying relaxed.
And I think this is one of the important things many riders do the mistake. They're holding on too tight on the handlebar. They're trying to really steer the motorcycle, steering through the turn like this with muscle use. There's no need for that. The motorcycle, the physics of the motorcycles, keep the motorcycle going straight always. So technically you could let go on the handlebar.
Of course, when folks are trail riding in the desert, they're not gonna lollygag around in big circles. Turns come hard and fast. But before I try this, we'll see if we can handle a 90-degree turn without knocking over the cones. Once again, old Uba sets the bar. I told you he's good, folks.
Your front tire is pointing towards the center, while your rear tire is swinging around. Very important, the most important part of it is not to hesitate and keep on the rear brake into the apex. If you release your brake here, you start on gaining momentum and you're going to overshoot it. Yeah. If you drive it like a street bike rider in one nice circle, you're going to run into the risk that your front end is washing out.
Yeah.
So rear braking in, pull the clutch, accelerating, let the clutch go out to the next turn.
Now, it doesn't seem like much, but it's tougher than it looks. Coming from a street bike background, I'm still a little gun-shy of that rear brake. Now, Uba's got us turning to the right and left. I'm definitely finding it easier to go right. Never knew you had to be ambidextrous to ride off-road.
So it somehow seems easier to the right side, but that's only in our head.
Yeah.
stuff is totally in my head that I don't understand.
Just as I'm catching on with the turns, Uba tells me that it's time to hang up the cones and get out onto some terrain. The lesson here is to get off your butt. Literally! You see, in off-road biking, the rider is most at home standing on the foot pedal.
What we do here is not motocross riding, it's more cruising, so we want to find a very relaxed balance point. Our knees can lock up. You don't want to be in that locked up position. You want to be just before that locked up position with a nice little bit of flex in your knees.
Now when you're standing, you need to keep your toes pointed out so you don't kick the shifter or brake as you're bouncing around. Also, you don't want to squeeze the bike with your knees. You want to keep them loose.
You have a little bit of wind, so the wind is going to hold you up a little bit, and the forward position suddenly will allow you to have no weight in the handlebar.
Not getting any weight on my handlebars, kind of a stretch for me, folks, but we'll try. Now, the standing isn't just to stretch your legs or absorb bumps. It also helps the bike react faster to changing terrain because you've got a better center of gravity. Okay, after a few runs standing up on the flat lake bed, Uba wants to hit some obstacles.
I have a couple obstacles. My back, my belly, and my knees.
But when you get in that standing position, everything's a lot easier on the back, belly, and knees. By getting the weight forward, you even out the bike's suspension between the front and back, letting the bike absorb the bumps. Imagine standing in the middle of a seesaw. A lot smoother than standing on either end. Anyways, I'm getting the idea that Uba isn't just taking me on a joyride around the desert. He has a destination. Sand. A big man's worst enemy.
You get into soft sand, the bike starts on getting squirrely, you slow down. That's the wrongest thing you can do. Imagine you water ski and you slow down water skiing, you're going to have the water up here.
Yes.
The sand is a similar situation because we're thinking in the sand. Sitting on the bike, you rather want to scoot back a little bit. That's the exception from what I was saying earlier, you know. All the rest is pretty much sitting forward here in the sand.
Well, because we lose, with the soft sand, we lose our more controllability with the front wheel.
Exactly.
But key with sand is like everything else in dirt bike. Stay loose, Mother Goose. Don't try to manhandle the bike, folks. It's all about going with the flow. Uba stresses this by steering with one hand.
Another thing what helps to stabilize the motorcycle is acceleration. A momentary acceleration, not necessary to gain much more speed, more to straighten out the bike. Your bike gets squirrely, let's say, if you rip open that throttle for a moment, it's going to straighten it out.
In deep sand, your handlebars can wobble 2 to 3 inches back and forth. But that's all right, folks. Give the bike some leeway. Oh, and one other thing. Never, ever use the front brake in sand.
Not only does it get in when you go to the beach, and it gets in all your crooks and crevices, it's real hard to ride a motorcycle through the sand.
Okay, so riding off away from the sand pit, the time has come. Uba wants me to begin experiencing the true freedom he was talking about earlier. It's time to face the other enemy of the big man, gravity. The off-road biker is at home in the air. With plenty of natural obstacles, you'll need to learn how to slide. It's all about preloading the suspension, pushing down on the bike and letting the bike push back, staying smooth on the gas, and always knowing what's on the other side. Now over here at the natural ramp he uses for jumping practice, Uma demonstrates some wheelies just to show how you ease into the air. Then he'll do a couple of jumps.
There is a moment where I'm letting go my weight and falling, kind of let me fall down into the foot pegs and jump with the bike. That preloading of the suspension causes me to launch nicely.
And if anyone can preload some suspension, it's the Big Schwag. First we'll start with a wheelie just to get the front tire off the ground. Okay, foot down. Hey, that's all right. Now here we go, folks. And curse you, Uma. Well, I'm still in one piece. Can't say the same about the license plate.
I know what you were trying to do. You were trying to jump and wheelie at the same time, didn't you?
Yeah, maybe that
You were working it like you want to jump,
Yeah.
but then you were accelerating like you want to wheelie. instead of coming with a steady speed for the jump, a steady speed which launches you nicer, you were very slow and trying to do both at the same time.
I will get back on the bike, but I will not be jumping anymore on the bike, so...
But I will head out on some trails and try to put it all together as best I can. Remember, stay forward on the bike, keep loose, just be the pilot, let the bike do the work, and get acquainted with that rear brake. It's your friend. You know what, folks? Once you got the basics, you just need to get out and do it. Again and again. And trust me, folks, it won't take too long before you're getting the hang of it and soaking in that true freedom that can only be realized when you leave the road behind.
When I see in the evening that they got that feeling that they actually can let loose and can enjoy and play with the bike, that's rewarding.
Uwe Zimmer, I want to say thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I don't have to come back tomorrow, do I?
Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow, 6 o'clock.
Oh.
Yeah?
And with that, the big man staggers back from whence he came on a new journey in search of a chiropractor, a tasty beverage, a giant turkey leg, and prescription medication. Uwe has faced his ultimate challenge and faced it well. And although the lumbering giant probably won't be back tomorrow, having tasted the true freedom of off-road biking, he will never be the same again.